We are live with Jacob Gomez.
Sweet.
How you doing?
What's up, man?
Good to
It's
see you
been
guys again.
it's been way too long, man.
It has been way too long. Has been way too long. Yes, it
Has.
has.
I don't like it.
I know. I
Wait,
know.
are you in Austin?
I'm in Waco right now. I move around a lot.
You're in Waco?
Dallas,
Man, you're
Austin. I'm in Waco.
like an hour
Yeah.
from the house.
Yeah. Yeah, about an hour and a half, or is it 2 hours? I don't know.
No, I live in Burleson, dude, so I can make it
It
to
could be
Waco in
an
an
hour.
hour.
It could be 30 minminutes. Depends
Let's
the way I drive.
If Jacob's driving 30
Let's
minutes.
not. Let's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So for those that may not know, Jacob is actually one of the founding guys too that helped us create SBA and but way before he was looking for Bigfoot, he came into something else.
Oh yeah.
And Jacob's going to talk about that tonight here, about the Dogman.
Awesome.
Hey man, aren't you close to that site now?
You know what? I actually am. I actually am close to that site. I'm probably 40 minutes away. 40 minutes, I'd say. 45 minutes, more or less. I mean, yeah, real close.
It's very
We should actually go out and see it one day.
I was gonna
It's
say
true,
time for a
dude.
road
Yes.
trip.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, we're close enough to do it.
Oh,
It's off of 35, just north
Yeah,
of here.
dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you guys come down, we can drive up 35. We pass up Hillsboro. You know what? Wise off from
Yep.
Fort Worth to Dallas.
Yeah.
Right after Wise.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, about 20 minutes from there, or 15 minutes, more or less. I mean, we'll run into it. As a matter of
All right,
fact, I was telling Brian, I went out there, me and my brother and some other gentlemen, where they came into videos talking about it, and we showed them where it was, and about an eighth of a mile up, there's a creek. We went down there, and I told them, like, hey, if you have your weapons, you should bring your weapons with you. You know what I mean? Because about an eighth of a mile up, there's a creek. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I said, never know. We might find some prints, and might find something, right?
Yeah.
I said, you want to walk down there? They're like, yeah. They told me they didn't have their weapons, and I was like, oh. Well, if we die, at least we die on camera, right? We went down there, and you remember, Shane, when we went out there looking for the Dogman that one time, and we
Yeah, the
found
one
those
that was
prints?
in what was that, episode 107 of Dogman Encounters Radio. We went out there.
Yeah, we did that. We went out there, we double checked it, and we found those prints. Remember that? And then we were gonna make some casts. I think I did make one cast that came out pretty good, and I sort of I just foobarred the other ones. I messed them up. Remember that? I used that.
Yeah, you were
rubber
using.
material.
Yeah, you were using some different. I mean,
It
we
was-
were all new to this stuff anyway. So
Exactly. It was supposed to be like a rubber. It was supposed to be the newest, the best thing, right? So when I spent like $100 on this rubber casting material,
yeah, he did.
Bro, it's not worth dog spit. I poured that thing in there. Like 5 days later, it was still wet. It never dried.
Oh yeah, yeah, because you went back and checked it, didn't you?
Yeah.
After
Yeah, I
we
was
left.
going back. Yeah, it never dried. It never dried. And then when it got like halfway dried, the damn thing just fell apart. You know what I mean? Anyways, I think we had some video and some pictures of that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I remember that, right? How we found him on the edge of the creek. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So I told these guys, I'm like, hey, you know what? We might find the tracks on the edge of the creek, because it's been my experience. The water doesn't always hit towards the edge, and it's soft dirt, so it's pretty good for tracks. As we're walking through there, we found some tracks, man. And I was like, holy shit, motherfucker, fuck. You know what I mean? And they're like, there's a fucking track right here. Look, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, this is supposed to be a family show. You know, we might be using a little bit too many, expletive deleteds. And I was like, well, maybe just play some music in the background and show the prints, right? So it was supposed to come out on what was it? It was supposed to come out on television some time back, right? But it never came out, and that might have been my fault. I don't know. But
Gonna be on the late night version. So
yeah. I was like,
Well, Jacob, according to the community, we're not the whole community as a whole, but certain folks. We are like in this to score this television show.
yeah.
And that's why we started this show. We have all that television show money. We're gonna.
It's not gonna happen. It doesn't matter. But I mean, like, unless you're one of those people who got a lot of money and you spend and you whatever, you know what I mean. But honestly, like, I've had my experience, and it's the whole reason that I'm here talking to you guys today. But we even met, you know what I mean, which is a good thing because you guys are awesome and good friends of mine.
Yes.
So, the universe, you know what I mean? It's the universe, destiny, whatever, right? And good people gravitate towards each other. So, kudos to us. But we found those tracks, and they were like, whoa, you know what I mean? And they were sort of leaning towards bear tracks or something like that. You know what I mean? Because it was big. You know what I mean? The tracks were big. And I was like, well, it doesn't look like a bear track to me. And I saw it quarter of a mile down from here. So, whatever. They can judge.
Do it together,
whatever. Yeah, I mean, it does. We're in Texas. I mean, how many bears have you seen in Texas? That's all I can say.
I don't think I've ever seen a bear.
WTF? What? Did they escape the zoo or something? And there's no zoo out there. It's the damn woods. So, the craziest thing is that before, when I saw this thing, there was no concrete barriers. Now they have concrete barriers up there.
Let me go out there. Let me ask you this real quick, Jacob, because you always tell me this, that land that's over there, is it still up for sale or up for grabs or whatever? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you go out there now, you'll see like a faded sign, and it says for sale by owner, and there's a phone number on there you can actually call to buy the land if you wanted to. You know what I mean? I've even heard stories.
Might be a phone number we call to go on to the land.
Exactly. Maybe we could just tell them, hey, let us go explore. Right? They'll be like, yeah, well, if they never find your bodies, that's up to you guys.
Sign this waiver before you go out
there. Yeah.
We'll just tell them we're interested in buying it, and we just need to chill there for a couple days. So
yeah, they'll be like, okay, well, what do we write on your headstones? We'll be like, it's okay, we got 50 calibers.
50
but you can actually find the sign right off of the road, and it's like you see the sign to that property for sale by owner. That thing's been there for like millennia. You know what I mean? It's so old you can barely read the words on it. You know what I mean? Barely read the words on it. Yeah, but it's still there. Yeah.
Tim says he's ready for a road trip. So
let's go, Tim. It's right down the road.
I think I live pretty close to this spot, man. I'm not.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's close to you. It's close to you. You know what I mean? You're in Burleson, so it's not that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely. It'll be another adventure. You know
definitely. I mean? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We need some more adventures. So it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while.
As a collective, we need an adventure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a good idea. We'll have a great time.
We need to get Joe to come up and grab Dustin and do an OG trip, and original guys get together and bring Tim along. Kendall. Yeah, we have to get Kendall involved.
Tell Kendall to come on.
Yeah.
I remember last time I went with Shane, I had like a little camera on my hat, little GoPro, I mean, we videoed and we did all sorts of stuff. It was pretty crazy.
Dude, remember like the last morning we were there, we were going up that huge ridge, that huge hill, and I could only go so far because we only had so much time. We had to turn around or whatever. Well, on top of that hill, it ended up being when you look on Bigfoot sightings map back in 1996, there was an encounter up there on top of the hill by a hunter. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, we were right down. We were right there, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We found prints. I mean, we tried to cast them.
What was going on up that hill? Man, there was some crazy stuff going on up that hill.
Yeah, there was. There was.
Right? Like something was really digging to climb up that thing.
You know what was crazy is that I went back with my son and some friends, right? Remember I had called Shane, he was doing something else. We went back to check on the cast and we went out there, it got late. It was like, I don't know, it was like 6 or 7 at night. And a policeman showed up, right? And I was like, oh shit, it's like a park and I had my weapons on me, concealed carry, right?
Oh,
and
Jacob so talking about the park.
Yeah, I didn't even look to see if it was like allowed, right? But it was public, so I figured, it's got to be allowed. But it sort of did make me uneasy. Well, the policeman came and she's like, hey, what are you guys doing down there? She came with a flashlight and everything. And then and she's like, come up here. So we came up there. And she's like, what's going on? I said, nothing, we're fishing. I didn't want to tell her, like, we're out here looking for prints. And I took some cast, because that's going to make me look sort of crazy. Right. Yeah. And so, yeah, we're looking for werewolf prints. Hold that thought. Let me call the mental hospital or something. I don't know what she was going to think. But it was a lady, right?
Yeah.
And she parked up on that bridge. Remember that bridge that went over it?
Yes.
So she parked up on that bridge. She came down. She said someone had seen lights and called the cops, right? So we're out there with lights because we're looking for the prints, checking this slide, right? Yeah, so I went out there. I was checking it out.
Real good.
Yeah. So then the next thing you know, she shows up and she says, "Hey," she goes, "You never know what can be down there." She goes, "You guys are fishing?" I said, "Well, we're looking for fish," because she's like, "Where's your fishing gear?" I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, we're looking for the fish so we can fish later." She's like, "Well, I don't think there's too many fish down there." I said, "You know what? I think you're right. We're not seeing too many down there." That's why we're scouting it out at night so the people don't scare them away. And then she says, the craziest thing is that she told me, she said, "You never know what could be down there." Right? And she says, there could be dangerous things down there. She goes, "Do you have a weapon to defend yourself?" She goes, "Do you have anything to defend yourself?" She's like, "Do you have a firearm? Do you have?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "I have a weapon." And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I have a firearm. I'm licensed to carry." She goes, "Okay, good, because you never know what could be down there." And she's like, I said, "Well, you want to come down and see?" We're like, "We're not doing anything." And she's like, no, I'm going to be gone as long as you guys know that there could be dangerous things down there and you have something to defend yourself. And
that was a very odd thing for a cop. Yeah.
She looked worried and she looked scared. And she left. She's like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here." She said it just like that, and she left. Yeah.
Hey, Jacob, do you ever think about this, man? Like the times we were out there was nobody else out there.
Yeah.
During the daytime, I mean, it's a park area, and just like in the Dogman Counters episode, they talked about remember we found the camera with that's in like the clear sphere that's on poles out there because they were trying to yank all that video to prove.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was all there. I mean,
do you remember when we were out there? The lights started flickering.
Oh yeah.
That stuff was like freaking me out. I'm like, whoa, where the lights are like all the lights started flickering, and it's those poles that they hold over here.
We were tripping,
man. The lights are flickering out of nowhere. You remember that shit?
Yeah, this is like the first time I've ever met Jacob too, and like we're like,
I was like, no, the lights are flickering. I'm like,
Yeah.
who's turning off the lights?
Holy what's going on?
It was the craziest
God.
thing. Like you're out there, right, where they saw the Dogman, and
Mhm.
it's nighttime. It's a full moon, and then as we're trying to exit, the lights start to flicker, right? And I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? You know, we took some pictures because I was like, no one's gonna believe we're out here.
Yeah.
So me and Shane took some pictures. I still have those pictures.
Oh, I still have it.
I should send it to you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good times. It was good times.
Jacob, I don't know if you see the messages on your screen, but
Hey, Joe, what's going on?
yeah, and then
Sorry, yeah, I sort of.
he put this one up there too. It was something about a rock getting thrown at you guys.
He's right. He's right. Yeah, he's right. We went out there in Houston, and I used to do a lot of traveling for my job. So we went out there, and like there was some big ass rocks, like boulders, being thrown at us, and you could actually hear when they hit the ground because they were so heavy. You know what I mean? And I was like, "Whoa, what the hell is that? It's gonna hit my truck!" And we saw some eye shine. You know what I mean? We saw some eye shine. It was pretty crazy. We had a good time. It was out there in Houston when I went out there to see them. Yeah, we had a good time.
Very cool, man. All right, dude. Tell us about the Dogman.
Oh yeah.
What do you want to hear?
Like, I know you guys were headed north, headed south in 35, right?
Yeah.
And
so we were actually headed north. So
you're coming up. You're coming the other way. Okay.
The encounter we had actually it was, I think they picked us up like 5:30 in the morning, right? But by the time we made it over to just north of Hillsboro off of 35, it was like probably 6:30 in the morning, right? And the sun was just coming up, and we saw, well, actually my boss saw, because he was driving, he saw what he thought was a bear on the side of the road, right? And he says, "Hey man, there's a bear on the side of the road." And I said, "Man, there's no bears in Texas. What are you talking about?" He goes, "No, it's right up there. It's right up there. Look." And it was sunrise. You know what I mean? Like the sun was coming up. You can see it, and you can actually see on the road. And it looked like a from a distance. It looked like one of those big ass bears that you see on the Discovery Channel, like a grizzly bear, right? It looked like a grizzly bear on the side of the road. Like you could see the stomach, you could see the fur, and I was like, holy shit. I'm like, it is a bear. I'm like, pull over. We gotta see this, right? He's like, I'm gonna pull over. I'm like, pull over. So we pull over, and we pull up to it. I'm like, I gotta see this. A bear in Texas? No fucking way. And it turned out it wasn't a bear, right? So I was like, right all along. The first thing we noticed about it is that it had this big long tail, right? And it sort of curved up like those, like I basically, I've seen like those stray dogs, you know what I mean? They walk around with their little curved tail up in the air, like their tail goes up and it comes back like that, right? So it was a big long tail that curved up, and it was smooth on the backside and had a lot of fur on it. It was bushy on the backside, right? I saw that, and I said, "Whoa, what the hell type of bear is this? There's no bear that I ever seen, right?" I'm like, look at the tail on that thing. And as we're coming up, like the feet looked like a dog's legs, right? And it had big black claws on it. And as we pulled up, I'm like, he stopped, and I told him, pull up a little bit more. He pulled up, and then I was like, whoa, stop right there. I'm like, bro, this is no bear. You know what I mean? Because it had like a wolf's head on it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And the mouth was open, and you could see the tongue coming out of it. And I saw this thing in such great detail that I could see the ripples on the edge of the tongue. I saw where the tongue went from fat to thin, and I could see the little ripples where it came out of his mouth like that. I could see and I was like, and there was blood shooting out of the top of his mouth, like over the tongue. like the tongue was laying out like that, right? And the mouth was open, and I could see the blood shooting out. And its eyes were closed, its ears were back, and it had the
teeth.
Yeah, it's showing all the teeth because it was like like when the dog peels back its lips or whatever you want to call it, right? Where you can see all the canines, right? So it was like basically like that. And man, it had the biggest fangs on it. It had the biggest fangs, and then halfway through its jaw, it looked like it had molars, and these molars shot out like fangs. You see what I mean? And the fangs in the front look to be about, like 6 inches. You know what I mean? And it had 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom, right? Like fangs and then fangs on the bottom. And
it was like this.
I was looking at this thing. Yeah, like the mouth was open really wide, and you could see the fangs, right? And you could see the sharpness on them, right? You could see the sharpness on them. And when they came out, they sort of curled in a little bit. You know what I mean? They shot straight down and they curled in. And I could see like at the back it looked like sharp. You know what I mean? I could see the sharp edge on it. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then my boss leans over, he looked at it. Yeah, he leans over and looked at it. He's like, oh, he goes, that's not a bear. I said, I'm trying to tell you, what type of bear is this? It's got a big ass tail on it, right? And then he's looking at it. He goes, he's like, that's no bear. He goes, that looks like one of them there monsters from the televisions. He goes, what is like them wolf monsters? I was like, a werewolf. He's like, yeah, that's a fucking werewolf. That's what that is. He goes, it's a werewolf from one of those horror movies. He goes, that's what it looks like. I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. And then my brothers were in the back, and then Justin was looking over, and my other brother had fallen asleep. My younger brother, Jason. I'm like, hey, wake up, check this shit out. You gotta check this shit out, right? He gets up and he's looking at it. We're like, it's a fucking werewolf, man. A fucking werewolf on the side of the road. We found it, right? And he looked at it, he goes, what the fuck are we still doing here? Like, let's get out of here. I'm like, no, hold on. My boss gets the bright idea to roll the window down, right? And I'm trying to keep it rolled up, and he hits the lock button and he rolls it down. He's like, don't be afraid. I said, bro, I'm not afraid of this thing, but if it wakes up and it tries to bite our heads off, I'm jumping out that little back window as it eats your face off. I'm out of here. I'm like, don't look on me to help you, all right? And then I took the opportunity to stick my face out the window, which probably wasn't one of the best ideas I ever had in my life, right? But I stuck like half my body out that thing to look at it all, right? Because I was figuring like, it's bleeding, it's unconscious, like I don't think it's gonna wake up. But I was looking at it. It looked like it was breathing. I mean,
really?
It looked like I could see the stomach raising and dropping.
Was it like a labored breathing where it's just like?
Yeah, it was like a nice and slow. It was a nice and slow breathing, and slow, like if something's asleep.
Hey, Jacob, you said like you could see the teeth, so like maybe it was snarled. Was it like in a snarl position?
Yeah. It was like snarled up. You could see all the teeth. You see all the teeth.
Maybe it possibly could have died painfully. Maybe.
I think it was still alive. Because I think it was knocked out and it was injured, because if it was dead, the heart wouldn't be pumping, right? And there was blood shooting out of his mouth. I'm telling you, was it a stream? Huh?
Oh wow! So
it was like you could see it like, and then it would stop, and then you could see it do it again. It would stop. You could see like, and it was a lot of blood. You know what I mean? It was a lot. I'm telling you, I could see it streaming out of his mouth, right over the tongue, like streaming out. So I'm thinking it's seriously injured.
Yeah.
It's knocked out, and I thought, if it's not dead, it's dying, right? But in my experience, the most dangerous animals are the ones that are injured, and I mean, those are the ones that are going to probably attack you because they're injured, and they're not going to I mean, it's just an injured animal is going to defend itself. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to see you as some type of savior or anything like that.
Oh yeah, they won't care if like half of
take
their
it.
head's hanging off. They're gonna bite the shit out of you.
Hell yeah! This thing had, man, the tips of its fangs. I could see it like biting my head off. Like I sized it up. I always have like a pocket knife on me, right? Like a little pocket knife, because it's a tool. And you know, I mean, I have bigger knives than that, but normally I have a pocket knife.
You know what?
At least a pocket knife. So
at least a pocket knife. You carry way more than a pocket knife.
Yeah.
You're pulling guns out of your boot. I thought I saw you pull a knife out of your hair. I was like, where is he getting all these weapons from?
Jacob, man, I've never seen a guy pull out more weapons.
So I saw this thing and I thought, you know what? Because I used to go into the woods all the time, you know, by myself, right? Well, I would carry like an axe to cut up wood, and I take myself a little gun and like some pocket knives, right? Yeah. And I thought if I met this thing in the woods, you know, and it came after me, like, you know, could I survive it, right? Because I've had wild boars come after me, and like just different animals, you know what I'm saying? I used to go rattlesnake hunting when I was really young with some of my friends, and we took shotguns, right? But it was not my shotgun, it was their shotgun, right? So when I went into the woods, I carried like some knives and, you know, an axe, and I was thinking, this thing is just gonna grab me with its claws and just bite my damn head off. You know what I mean? Like my knife, I'm gonna be like you know, shanking it as it bites my damn head off, right? So I was like, yeah, like I'm probably not gonna survive that encounter. You know what I mean? They'll probably never find my damn body. And then the next thing I know, as I'm thinking this, my brother gets the bright idea. Hey, he goes, we should get down and throw it in the back of the truck and sell it. We'll be millionaires. Right? And I was just thinking about this thing biting my head off. Right? Bro, the claws that came out, it had fingers and it had hands, right? And then the muscles on its forearms were so big that we saw them come up and they wrapped around and they rippled over its forearm, right?
That's
and
crazy.
Then I remember my younger brother said, it's deformed. It's deformed. Look at its muscles. I said, no, son. I said, the damn thing is so strong. What you're looking at, it's its muscles. They're so big, it doesn't even look right. You understand? It doesn't look right because the muscles are so big. It's not deformed. He goes, yeah, well, look at the way, like, because they rippled up and they came around. You know what I mean? You know, I'm like, no. That's power you're looking at.
Yeah.
And it's so much it doesn't even look right to you. You know what I mean? And my other brother's like, let's get down and throw it in the back of the truck and we'll be millionaires. We'll sell it, right? And I just imagined this thing biting my head off in the woods. Right? And I looked at him and I said,
I just want to meet your brother now all of a sudden.
I know, man. I want to meet his brother after their tortilla thing.
He's crazier than I am.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And then my boss is like, yeah, get down and throw it in the back. And I said, what the fuck? I was like, you get down and throw it in the back.
Like,
I said, I'm not touching the damn thing. He goes, I ain't touching it either. I said, well, fuck that. It's unanimous. No one's fucking touching the damn thing. I said, how about we go to Dallas, finish our demo job, and when we get back, right, if it's still dead, I'll gladly help you throw it in the back of the truck. But the damn thing looked like it weighed like 800 pounds.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that was going to happen, right? But if it's dead, I mean, like if we could have shot it in the head a couple times, then that would have made me feel better. I don't know what it would have killed it. Maybe it would have woke up pissed off and killed us all there. You know, like they would have called it the I-35 massacre or something.
Yeah, they would have called it something.
Yeah. So I'm like, no, you're not getting down and throwing it in the back of the truck. He's like, yeah. He goes, you grab it by the head and I'll grab its feet. I said, what? No, I don't think so. Why do I always gotta grab the head? You know?
Yeah.
I ain't touching the damn thing. I'm like, it can still be alive. You know? It's still bleeding. No thanks. No, like time out. No one's getting out. Screw this. No. My boss was like, don't be afraid. I'm like, I'm not afraid, but I'm not a retard either. You know what I'm saying? I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? God damn, the damn thing's got teeth the size of a fucking knife. You know what I mean? And it's got a jaw full of them. They look sharper than my knife, and my knife was starting to look real dull compared to his teeth. And I was thinking, no, bad idea. You know what I mean?
I just gotta say real quick. I just knew this show was going to be awesome.
I know, man.
I didn't know it was going to be quite this funny. I mean, we're talking about a scary Dogman encounter, and I didn't think I'd laugh so much. But I mean, I have to remember it is Jacob.
Yeah, man.
And that's just how it is.
Yeah, it just is. It just is. I'm telling you, like all the craziest nonsense. And you know what? It makes sense that it happened to me because the craziest shit always happens to me and my family. It's just like, and then like they gotta be full of these great ideas of making millions of dollars while the dog man bites your face off. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's get to, the damn thing. Looked at what, like, bro. It had to have weighed like 800 to 1,000 pounds, and they're thinking we're gonna drag it in the back of the truck. But the thing spanned, like when I saw it, it looked like it was about the size of the truck. Okay. And they're wanting to throw it in the back, or you're gonna fold it into like, you know, little. You're gonna start folding it up or something. How is it gonna fit back there? See what I'm saying?
Did this remind you of it at all?
Yes, it does actually look like it. Yeah. The forearms were bigger, and you know what? The crazy thing about it was, the stomach was bigger.
The stomach was bigger than this.
Yeah, the stomach was bigger. The stomach was bigger. It was bigger, rounder. And then, but you could see the chest muscles, you could see the arm muscles, and the forearms. The forearms had more muscle on them than that. But the claws looked like it. The face looked like it. The hair coming off the back of it.
Like a long tail, right?
And it had a long tail. Yeah, on the back it had a long tail. They're curved out and curved back up. Yep. Yeah.
And this thing's kind of got those teeth you're talking about, where they kind of long.
Yeah, it looked like that, but the eyes were closed. It looked like that with the eyes closed, and then halfway in the middle of the jaw, you could see like it looked like molars, but they looked like fangs. They were like a combination of molar and fang that shot up. I mean,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I saw it and I thought, whoa,
oh shit,
damn thing could bite my.
What color was it?
Huh?
What color?
So it looked like a reddish brown, right? Like in the sunlight, it looked a reddish brown. And it had little white hairs coming off of its stomach, like little white hairs in between the red and the brown. You know what I mean? Because it looked like a reddish brown color. That's why I thought it was a grizzly bear from far away.
Okay.
And then when we got up close to it, I could even see little white hairs coming out of the abdomen area. And then the craziest thing about it was that around the forearms and the hands, it had fur, but you could see down to the skin, and it looked a grayish black color, like a black. You ever seen a black jacket that's just pure leather, and then it looks almost gray? You know what I mean? It's black, but it's got like a gray tint to it. That's the way the skin looked. I mean, and I was like, what the fuck? They wanted to get down at the. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I did mess up. Maybe it was like maybe I should have told him, hey, let's wait 30 minutes for it to bleed out, right? But I don't know. I remember just thinking it was a bad idea. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you gotta trust your gut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean that. Yeah. We always do that. So.
Dude, too bad we weren't all together then, because I think we would have pieces of that spread amongst all of us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we would have quartered that dude up.
Yeah, I mean,
no lie.
Quartered
that dude up right on the highway.
Yeah, but before that happened, I would have put a beer in his hand and like made it like trickling beer in his mouth.
And I tell you how we would have
As
quartered
I laid down by him, like drinking my beer, made it look like he was like, just wasted.
We would have been able to quarter him up because Kendall would have had a chainsaw in the back seat of his
Oh
car.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
We'd have had this shit. Yeah.
Guarantee it.
Oh my god. Yeah. So, when we came back, the thing was gone. Like we stuck to the plan, right? And we left, and when we came back, it was gone, and even the blood was gone.
That's weird.
The craziest thing about it is that a couple days later, we all went to the theater, right? And then when we came back, hold on, I'm gonna have me a cigarette outside real quick. So when we came back,
Hey Jacob, real quick, someone has a question. Did it have a smell? Did you smell anything?
Oh yeah, yeah, it had a really bad smell to it. Like I could smell the blood. You see what I'm saying? I could smell the blood. I could smell the iron in the blood, and it smelled like dead. See what I'm saying? But I knew it wasn't dead because it was like breathing. It smelled really bad. Like what I remember the most about it was like that metallic smell, like blood. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ever hunted and if you've ever gutted a deer or an animal or a fish or something, and their blood, you could almost taste like a metallic smell. Like if you smell the blood, you can, like, to me, I can almost taste the metallic from the smell of the blood. You know what I'm saying? Like when you put a spoon in your mouth and you can taste the metal, like that. And it had a really like bad smell to it, like it smelled like dead. When you come up on a dead animal, right? And I didn't know if that's because of the blood or if it was like the smell coming from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've heard this story now, probably 3 years ago, I think, Jacob, when I met you in Eastern Oklahoma.
Yep.
And one thing I will attest to is that this story has never changed. Like whoever I'm around when he tells it, it hasn't changed a bit. Like it's always the same details, the same little bitty facts that he mentions, and I just think that's really cool, And
I wish they had cell phones back then.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We didn't tell anyone is what year was this?
It was 1998. 1998.
Wow.
And if they had cell phones back then I would have taken pictures, videos, everything. You know what I mean?
You would have
posted it on
Snapchat
Facebook.
That.
Yeah, bro. I would have put it. I would have been like,
exactly.
me in the Dogman. Who would have probably put a beer in his hand? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely would have been Snapchatting that. So
the only problem was there was cell phones, but they didn't have cameras on them.
All right, so they're asking real quick is if it was they didn't. I guess they weren't here at the beginning of the conversation. No, they didn't hit it. This is just something that as they're driving, what was it, about 6:30 in the morning? So they saw it out.
And what time of year was it? Was it summer or spring?
No, I think it was. It had to have been, if I remember correctly, around October. I think it was around October because it wasn't cold yet, but it wasn't warm anymore. Like it was getting cold. I remember. What I remember is when it came to the house and it attacked our house. It was starting to snow outside, and it rarely snows in Texas. You know what I'm saying? It was like sleeting a little bit. You see what I'm saying? And so I remember it was cold outside, so it had to have been like October, the middle of October. I mean,
so let's tell them about that story.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and when did that happen?
So like about 2 days later, after we had seen it, right? We go out to see a movie. We make it back, and then me and my brothers were getting into an argument over wearing clothes, right? Because I had bought some new clothes, some new shoes, and they had bought some new clothes, some new shoes. We're gonna go to a party we were invited to, and then I show up and my brother is wearing my shoes, right? And I'm like, I still had the paper in those shoes for my party, right? And I said, oh, okay. I'm like, take my shoes off. He walks out the room. So I said, okay, all right. Well, I guess he needs to see what it feels like. So then I put his pants and his shirt on, right? And then when he comes back inside, he's like, oh, you're wearing my clothes, right? But before that had happened, there was a howling that I heard outside, right? It was like a howling. It was like, it sounded far away, but I could hear it through the window. And then, like, it was getting closer and it was getting louder. And then I walked outside and I was telling them, like, hey, look, there's like some type of howling going on. Like, go check it out in the room. Like, you could hear it through the window, right? And then that's when he went in there and took the time to put my shoes on. And then I went in, I'm like, hey, I was telling you about the howling. What the fuck with my shoes, right? So he walks out and I put his, I'm like, well, screw it. So I put his pants and his shirt on. And then this thing is howling and it's getting louder and it's getting closer. And it's getting louder and it's getting closer. And I was like, whoa, you know. So then my brother comes inside and this thing at this point is howling really loud and it sounds really close, right? And you can hear it just, and it would pause and it would do it again. And then my brother comes in, he's so mad at me because I'm wearing his clothes, he's not even paying attention. And by this time, both of my younger brothers walked in, and then they're like, hey, well, you know, we're getting into an argument about the clothes. And then I'm telling them, I'm like, hold on, don't you hear that? Hold on, like just time out with the clothes thing, but don't you hear that? Right? And he's like, no, don't change the subject, you know, blah, 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 blah. The next thing I know, boom, it hits the house. And like when it hit the house, I remember like I would have my back towards the window, and it like I felt like it sort of lifted me up and threw me forward. And then my brother goes, whoa, and then like their eyes got big and they just looked. And I was trying to tell them it might be that wolf thing that we saw on the side of the road, right? Like it found us. I'm like, it found us. And they're like, no. Like they weren't even like listening to me. And they're so loud yelling at me that they didn't hear the howling. Next thing you know, boom, it hits the house. And then they stopped yelling. Their eyes got big. And I stopped yelling. My eyes got big. And then I was like, I go to turn, boom, it hits again, right? And it throws me forward and it pushes them back. And it does it again. A third time, boom. Like I turned around and the window had cracked, right? And the wall was coming loose. At the bottom, I could see it. And then I was like, I remember telling them, I'm like, you see, I told you, the fucking wolf thing, and it found us thanks to y'all arguing. You couldn't just stop and listen. You know, it knows where we are now. It knows where it's like it's hitting our fucking room. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh my God, what do we do? I was like, get ready to fight for your life because apparently it wants in and the fucking wall is like bowing. So, you know, it's going to get in, grab a bat, grab something, you know what I mean? And it stops. And then I go and I'm like, they're like, look at the window, go check and see what it is. I'm like, you check what it is. They're like, no, check it out. So I went and checked it out and there was nothing there.
Hey, Jacob, a couple of questions, man.
Yeah.
We got people asking. What time of evening? So I guess it was at nighttime since you're gonna go to a party, right? So
we'll see what we were gonna go to the party the next day. This was a Friday. We're gonna go to a party a Saturday. It was about 12 o'clock at night on a Friday afternoon. A Friday night. You know what I mean? Friday night.
And then they're asking someone's asking, where was the home? Rural? Was it a rural area?
It was located in China Springs, just north of Waco. The street was named Castile Village Road. It's the street was named after my uncle that had founded that whole little space there.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's why we were staying there because, you know, we had family there. And
is this where you had the donkeys and the tortillas?
Huh?
Is this where you had the donkeys and the tortillas?
Is this where you had like a small horse?
Oh yeah, a small horse.
Oh no, that the small horse that happened up north in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Turned out to be big rats. I was trying to ride them.
Okay.
They were capybaras, but they looked like small horses to me. I finally saw a picture of them on the internet, and they're called capybaras. They're the world's biggest rats. And of course, they would be living under my house. Yes, stealing the tortillas off my window sills. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. True story with butter.
I know,
We buttered it up. They were stealing them right off the window sills, and then we tried to bait them in with buttered tortillas. I was gonna ride it into town, like proud of my baby horse. You know, they would have been like, "Look at this dude. He's riding a big ass rat." That's a whole nother story, though.
Yeah, that is a whole
And
other
it's
story.
a true story. The craziest part is it's all true.
It's a crazy story too.
And it's true. Oh my god. Yeah. If you guys don't know what capybaras are, look it up on Google. All right. They used to live under my house in Pennsylvania. They're not even supposed to live out there. I don't know how the fuck they were out there, but they were. Yeah. And they love tortillas, buttered tortillas. Yeah. Turns out they're the world's biggest rats. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess everything does.
I know I do.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So this thing attacked our house, right? And like I mean, it was the craziest thing. You know what I mean? It attacked our house, and apparently, I don't know if it got like a whiff of me because I stuck my whole body out, like half of my body out the window in the truck, or I don't know how it found me, or it found us, you know, because we were on the truck. You know what I mean? So it happened, and we don't live there anymore. We've since moved a long time ago, but that happened 2 days after we saw it.
Did you guys go? Oh no, you went to the job site right after, didn't you? I was just wondering if you went straight to your house after that, after you saw it.
Oh no, we went to Dallas. See, the craziest thing is that we left there, we went straight to Dallas. We demoed a job out there. We were doing a demo job because I was really good at breaking things back then. I since moved on to building them, but back then I was really good at breaking stuff. So I got hired to break stuff, which I excelled at. Okay, 2 thumbs up for breaking. Yeah, I was a genius at that stuff. So we went and broke a lot of stuff and got paid for it. Right, like a whole building. We broke a whole building and we got paid for it, and we came back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the next thing I know, like we looked for it, it was gone. The blood was gone. Everything was gone. You know what I mean? And so maybe we did miss out. Maybe we should have tried to do something. But
see, that tells me, man, like y'all went back to the spot. That thing is missing, and you were even looking for like what would be left, blood.
Yeah. We were looking for the blood, right?
Any kind of
any trace of it.
Matter from this thing, you know,
hair or anything.
I thought,
it
was a lot of blood. It was like candy apple red blood shooting out of his mouth, and I thought we're gonna find the blood. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, when blood dries, it turns like a dark black color, right? So we were looking for that. We drove up and down that place, nice and slow. Never found it.
That's so crazy.
It was just gone. So I don't know if someone cleaned it up or what happened there, but I know it was gone. It was gone.
Well, I mean, if you could visually see it from the road, I'm sure you guys weren't the only ones that probably saw that, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, maybe someone called the authorities. You know what I'm saying?
The Men in Black came out, man.
Who knows what it was? But everything was gone.
Van Helsing came in by helicopter.
Someone's a millionaire. It's not me.
All right, Jacob. So we got a couple of questions here for you. Were there any other houses around you or neighbors, and did anyone else hear or see anything about?
Not to my knowledge, because around there it's a bunch of country, right off the highway, northbound 35 lane, and there was no houses that I could see, right? And it was just all tree line woods, like ranch land, and there was like there was like a creek, like a eighth of a mile up. We were fixing to cross a bridge. I could see the bridge, but we didn't cross it. You know, we stopped there to see what we thought was a bear, and it turned out to be something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What about
So
the house you lived in when it attacked the house? Did you have any neighbors there?
yes, yes, and they were surprisingly close by, and no one ever said anything about it. I could tell you that the next day, my uncle came to my house, and he was banging on my door, and he was really mad because he said that my dog had went and killed all of his pigs and his chickens and his rabbits and stuff like that, right? He had a lot of pigs.
Whoa.
And he's like, your dog is evil. It's evil. He said, it just killed all of my pigs. He goes, it didn't even eat them. He told me, his words to me were, it just bit their faces and their hind quarters off. It just bit them off just to kill them. And I was like, that's not my dog, Uncle. I swear to God. He had like this big stick in his hand that he was like going to go beat on my dog for killing all his animals.
Damn.
And my dog was in the back, like afraid, chained. I had this big chain on him. I'm like, he's in the house, chained up in the back. He's been there all night. I swear to God, Uncle. You know what I mean? And he went back there. He saw that, and he's like, well, if he gets loose, I'm gonna get him. I'm like, he's not getting loose. I swear to God, it's not my dog. You know what I mean?
Hey, what would you estimate the distance, Jacob, between where you saw the Dogman on the road and then
And where I live,
yeah.
40 minutes. You know, 45 minutes more or less.
Good distance.
You know, 40, 45 minutes. Yeah. From where I lived to where I saw it. Right.
Mhm.
So that's about the distance that I would say that I saw it at. Yeah.
When will Jacob come back in the woods with us? I miss them tacos.
Oh man, it's fajitas, man. It's fajitas.
Yeah, we should go again.
Because that was. Go ahead, Brian.
I was gonna say the first time we hung out with Jacob in eastern Oklahoma, we about burnt down the entire national forest while we was charcoaling because Jacob had this genius idea to turbocharge the fire. So we took one of the vac or the air pumps for the air mattresses and plugged it in, or it was battery powered actually. And Jacob's over there like turbocharged. He turns this thing on and just embers just go everywhere. And I'm just looking at it like, yeah, we're gonna burn the forest down for sure. But the fajitas were bomb though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, always.
It worked.
It worked, yeah. And we still do it. I ain't gonna lie, I still do it. So
Oh yeah,
It worked.
Oh,
It
I bought me a supercharger.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I've had other experiences since then. You know what I mean? That was the original experience I had many years ago, right? And what got me into the cryptid zoology was trying to figure out like, is that a werewolf or what was it that I saw? See what I'm saying? Did I see a werewolf or what is it? Has anyone else seen it? Like, you know what I mean? I know I'm not crazy because there was 4 other people that saw the same thing I saw at the same time I saw it. We all experienced the same thing. And then when it attacked the house, you know, even my mom and dad came out. They're like, what are you doing? You guys are going to tear the house down. It's not us. We told them something's attacking the house. And so, I mean, everyone experienced it. You know what I mean?
So somebody asked, did you find any tracks or anything around your house when it was banging on the house?
So where it hit the house, there was actually like what do you call it? Caliche driveway. There's a caliche driveway, okay? And for those of you who don't know what it is, they're big white rocks that you make a driveway out of, okay? And so there's not going to be any tracks left on that. You understand? Because it's like hard, white, chalky rock. You know what I mean? So no, I didn't see any. I did notice everything went quiet. I did go out there, and you know, we lived out there in the country, so there's always birds chirping, even at night. You know, crickets, insects, all that type of stuff. The dogs will bark, and there was no noise. It was like just complete silence, which is weird. I mean, so that was something I noticed.
Dustin says he still has the pictures of those embers somewhere. And I do too. They actually came up on my Facebook memories not too long ago, and I just looked at them and shook my head, laughed. So,
Jacob, I have a question for you, man, on the tortilla snatcher.
Yeah.
Are these is this the person or persons that took your tortillas?
Yes, that's it. The baby horses, and they look just like that, except they were hungry.
And they had tortillas hanging out their mouth.
There was little ones, yeah, and they would run off with tortillas. Yes, that's exactly what they look like. Yeah, I thought they were baby horses, and they lived under my mobile home in Pennsylvania. Yeah,
that's awesome.
You know, I had already come up with an idea to lasso them, and we were working on saddles.
Dude.
We were working on saddles.
Jacob was gonna be a legend.
Yeah, I was gonna ride him into town like Zorro or something.
Zorro.
Yeah. We're literally working on like making some saddles for him.
How old were you then, Jacob?
I was probably 13 years old. Yeah. It was either that or we were gonna just go full native, bareback ride them with some like string across their mouth like that. To be able to control them. It was a real theory, a real plan we had. Me and my brothers. Oh my God.
That's a good one, man. Jacob shared that story with me on the way to the area known as Bison.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a long haul, man. Jacob could be laughing all the way.
Yeah. Yep. Lots of fun we had.
God.
Always, man. Always a good time.
So
go ahead, Brian. You go ahead, man.
Oh no, go ahead, Jake.
Oh, I was gonna
say,
tell you, like, go ahead, dude.
We there were some other instances we had with those things, and maybe we can talk about it later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where remember Shane when we went out there and we found the tracks in the creek, and then there was like some weird stuff going on out there. The lights were shimmering. The lights were flickering.
Lights were flickering. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was like those they were like light those big street lamps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in my experience, that's not real normal. I mean, I don't know.
Well, there was like one stretch of sidewalk from the neighborhood, and it intertwined into the woods. And
yeah, it did.
I know there was one lamp out there. There was that also lamp pole that had the camera on it, which it looked like a 360 camera to me, or something that at least got 180 view. And then there was a bench that was also near there where the witness and his brother would sit there and they would hear stuff from that bench, because I mean, what was it, about 10, 20 yards from the benches where they had that encounter?
Yeah, they did. You remember
Jacob?
Remember we found where the
Jacob
den
is
was.
taken by Capybaras. Yeah.
Jacob might have should have hit mute for a minute.
That's all good, man.
I mean,
this is the real deal.
Let's take 5 real quick.
5 minutes. Well, folks don't know this. We used to call Jacob's nickname used to be Fajitas, but I started calling him El Rey because this dude has so many guns and knives and this is why right here. This is why I called him El Rey. I'm going to share this with you real quick. Okay. Hang on, man. If y'all can hear it, I don't think y'all can hear it. There you go. It's like, give them all the guns. Give them all the guns. This is Jacob right here. This is El Rey. Watch this. This is Jacob. This is when I first met Jacob. This is what I saw right here.
Yeah. Well, we were in the woods looking for Dogman. I mean, we had to be ready.
That boy's got the devil in him.
What I always associate with Jacob is not so much the guns. The guns is one thing, but I associate the fact that no matter what, Jacob's not going to miss out on a shower, and he's not gonna let his hair go undone. That dude's got all the stuff to comb his hair, and he's got cologne. He's the only guy. Yeah, he's the only guy I ever saw go Bigfooting who looked like he was either going Bigfooting or could also hit a club at the same time. Like, yeah, he was dressed for both occasions. Like, he was always ready. Like, we might just walk through the forest and all of a sudden hop up and see a nightclub or something. Jacob's the only one ready to go in.
You never know.
The rest of us ain't. You know what I mean? We're looking all rough. Jacob's like, I got this. You know.
I hear of another legend around the Fouke parts of Arkansas, other than the monster, but that is a being that is very shiny in the woods.
You remember when we were running after that Bigfoot, and then you're like, I'm like, it went this way, let's go, and I like ran into the woods. You're like, that's a big patch of poison ivy.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I can't run through that, and you're like, later.
I'm not allergic to poison ivy, so I wasn't worried about it, but I wasn't thinking about poor Shane. Oh my god.
I was like, I'm gonna let him go, and I'll catch up.
Oh yeah, we had good times out there.
Yeah, man.
Good times.
Hey, this is a good question. Somebody asked Jacob if you could see another Dogman or have another encounter, would you want to?
It depends. You know what I mean? Like, if it depends on the situation. Like, when I saw it, I was in a truck that I could just drive off. So I wasn't planning on seeing it. I guess it was okay that I was in the truck. But in the woods where I can't escape, I don't know if I really want to see it. Unless I'm carrying like, AK-47 or a 50 caliber with everything else that I like to carry, bazooka. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, it's how I say, it could be a scary thing. You know what I mean? It could be a scary thing. And I'm not really subject to fear, but like I said, I'm not I like to live.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you ain't
I like living.
Yeah.
I like living.
Yeah. Somebody said funny show. We knew this was going to be a funny show.
Yeah. and this is what it was like when we were all camping all the time.
This is us in the woods.
That's 6 guys plus a couple of other guys. Tim kind of started really coming in.
Yeah.
And this is the way it was, man.
I remember at Bison, we stayed up. It was the night that the thing came through the camp, and Tim got hit.
Oh yeah.
So we stayed up till like.
But it was about 3. It was after,
it was like 4 in the morning. And I know when I
didn't it hit Tim in the back of the head with a rock?
Yeah.
It hit Tim with a rock in the back of the head.
I just remember.
I'm glad it was Tim and it wasn't me.
When we finally laid down, my stomach was hurting. We were laughing so much.
He was like, it hit me in the back. You could see the red spot in the back of the head where it hit him.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was funny stuff.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, we had Tim on the show. Tim was on our first show, wasn't he? We did a little test show.
Yeah, we did a little test Timmy show.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Tim's
a good guy.
My wife is giving you props, dude. Dress for success.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Somebody commented, Jacob. They said maybe the Dogman didn't like your cologne and they found it offensive.
I'm glad they did.
I find that offensive.
I'm glad they did.
Okay. This is a good question right here. Somebody said not to be graphic, and nothing graphic about this, but could you tell if it was a male or female?
So when I looked at it, I didn't see any male genitalia, so I'm thinking it was female. You understand? And then the stomach was really big, like really pronounced.
Maybe it was pregnant.
Maybe it was pregnant because I didn't see any male genitalia.
Did you
You know
see
what I'm
any
saying?
nipples? Like rows and rows of nipples?
I didn't really see any nipples. I mean,
Like
it had nipples, but it had like a muscular chest. So I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
Gotcha.
you know, I guess like women that work out really a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I guess maybe you can imagine that there's not too much, you know, in the way of breasts, but you got a lot of muscle. I don't know. I don't want to offend nobody, but I'm just saying. Like,
Jacob, will you live at my house?
okay, I might have just offended somebody. My bad.
It's all right, Jacob.
Nah, dude.
We've been offending people since we started doing this
Oh
show.
my god. We've been offending people since we
They asked the
started.
question, you know. I'm trying to answer it honestly.
You did a good job.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with that answer. We'll give Jacob's email address out there in the show so you folks can send all your hate mail to him directly.
If you have any complaints, message Shane.
Oh, you might as well, dude, because that's where they're going right now.
Oh,
Oh my god.
mercy. So what else is going on with you, Jacob? Anything good? Anything new?
Well, right now, just working, trying to make ends meet, and you know, dealing with the COVID thing. I don't have COVID, but you know, some other people I know have it, and they're doing okay.
Yeah.
Right now, just trying to make some money. I got a truck, but I was trying to get like a camper so I can make it back out there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hey,
how's your mom?
Jacob. Oh yeah.
She's doing good. She's doing good. As a matter of fact, yeah, she's doing good. Yeah, she recovered fully, and she's doing great. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah, she's doing great. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, tell her we said hi.
Yeah, dude, your mom was cool, man.
Yeah.
I will.
How's your boy?
Yeah,
He's doing great. He's doing great. Yeah, he's got a job as a chef.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
He makes
How old
Chinese
is he?
food.
How old is he now? Like 20?
He's 19. He's 19. Yeah, he's fixing to be 20. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man,
It's time
crazy.
to bring his ass out on the camp trip so he can make some orange chicken over the campfire.
I know, right? We're gonna bring him. I'm gonna tell him, hey, son, you gotta come. We can't make it without that orange chicken.
That's right.
I want some moo moo.
Maybe we can make friends with the Bigfoot.
There you go.
You tried orange chicken yet?
Oh, sorry. Why aren't you guys wearing your mask?
Oh boy.
We don't need them. We don't need them.
You want to see my mask? I got a mask.
You got a
I'll
good
put it
one.
on for you. Look. Hold on. You gotta see my mask. Give me just a second. Here, hold this one.
Uh-oh, this is important.
Here, look. This is the mask I wear every day. So.
Oh, how appropriate.
Yeah.
That's actually, it's my real mask. I swear to God. Yeah.
Wow.
You like it?
Yeah,
I like
man,
it.
that fits the bill right
Yeah,
there.
that fits you well.
There you go.
You like have every right to wear that mask, you know?
Yeah. Some people tell me, what are you doing? I said, I don't know. It fits my personality.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody else commented, Jacob. They said prayers for your mom and her continued healing. So just thought I'd let you.
Thank you very much.
Some people are thinking about you. So.
Thank you very much. Yeah, she made a full recovery. I took her to Colorado. She had cancer, and it was like brain cancer. Like, well, it was actually going to her brain. The doctor had gave her 2 years. The doctor said that she would go blind in 6 months, that she was gonna lose her mental faculty within a year, and that by the second year, she would not recognize or know anybody, and that she was gonna lose control of her bodily functions, and that she was gonna die a horrible, painful death, not knowing who she was or anybody, because the cancer was gonna eat away at her brain. I took her to Colorado and got her some oil and stuff like that, and she was healed in 3 months.
Wow.
And she made a full recovery. Her eyesight improved because she was losing her eyesight. Is how we found out that she had cancer. You see what I mean? I told her, Mom, you got to go see a doctor. You're losing your eyesight. So then the doctor gave her the bad news. I remember she came to me and she was like crying, telling me, son, look what the doctor told me. I said, Mom, don't listen to that. We're going to take you and get you healed. So we made a trip to Colorado, and the doctors out there gave her some medicine with a weed oil in it, drops to put in her eyes and for her to drink every day. And after 3 months, she was cured. She didn't have to do chemo or nothing like that. She's been good ever since. So
Man,
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a miracle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I highly recommend anybody with that.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something about your mom, not to change the subject or anything too much, but did she marry that one guy that came to our
Oh yeah, that guy.
No,
she didn't. What happened to that guy?
I don't know what happened to that guy. No,
okay.
She didn't marry him. No.
Oh, okay. I thought they were going to get married.
I thought
she didn't. No, she didn't.
I remember that guy gave me something for a trailer. Like he walked up to me and said, "Here, I found this for you," and it was like I don't remember what it was. It was either a receiver pin or something. And I just looked at him. I was like, "All right, man, you appreciate it."
No,
he pulled it from somebody else.
The poor guy. The poor guy just wasn't marriage material. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, well, it happens, man. It happens.
It happens.
Oh my God. Your mom was awesome.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. So
yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh, that was the very first SBA youth event we had back in, was that 2017? I think it was.
Yeah, that was the children.
2017. Yeah, I remember that
weekend.
Yeah.
We had a good weekend.
Do that again.
We need to. Somebody said doctors don't know as much as they think they do, and that I agree. I mean,
yeah. You know what it is the big pharmaceutical companies. They're the biggest drug dealers out there, so they might not like competition. And the sad truth is, maybe there's money to be made in our demise. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's food for thought. It's food for thought. You know what I'm saying? But I know that when I went out there, the doctor told me he would cure her. He's like, I've cured thousands of patients, and he did. He cured her. You know what I'm saying?
I've always said there's more money in treating the disease than curing the disease. Unfortunately,
yeah, make it just strong enough to where you can make a shit ton of money off of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. But no, she did good, and I highly recommend anybody that's got cancer to go out there. And I worked for my mom, and I thank God, and I tell everybody about it, everybody that I can, so that they can help themselves, they can help their family members. My good friend Brent Sawin died from that, and I told him about it, but he was already in the hospital when I found out, and he passed away last year. So I'm sorry to hear about that. Yeah. Anyways, the what I want to do is go out to go visit where I had the sighting. Maybe we can take a video. You know what I mean?
I want to do it, man.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah, I think we'll have a great time. Yeah,
for sure.
I'm ready.
Brian, you can always drive to my house, crash here, and then we could drive out the next day and meet Jacob.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah, we should do it. Let's go out there.
Renee can stay there with Jen. Yeah, Renee can stay with Jen.
You can bring Renee and little man.
Oh, look.
Hey, I was telling Shane if he remembered when we found the den. Remember the den where they said they saw the Dogman at?
Yeah, dude, it was exactly. Yes.
There was a den there.
It was a den.
It was like almost
like
under
right
the
into
sidewalk.
the bank. Yeah, it was like the sidewalk, and then there's a bank, and then there's
like a tree, like tree roots.
Yeah.
There was like a tree next to the sidewalk, and there's tree roots, and under that there was a den under there. You know what I mean? So that kid was telling the truth.
Yeah, like we followed up with this dude. That was a very interesting day, man. That really was. And to see what they saw, that would have capped it, man.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, we were in it to win it that day. We were going through the shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you have any of the pictures of the prints we found or the?
Yeah, dude, I have all that. Yeah.
Man, you should show them that. You should show them that. And the crazy thing about it is it's real close to Dallas.
You know what? It's close enough to Dallas, Oak Cliff area. The river or the creek runs it's like a tributary that runs into bigger creeks that all end up going to Joe Pool Lake and Cedar Hill State Park and there's quite a bit of woods over there.
Yeah.
So something could easily hide out there. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I've got my
And
Yeah,
somebody
we had
commented and said they would love to hook up with us again. We don't have this set up, so we don't see who that is while we're
Yeah,
live. We'll see it later, but not sure who that is. But
yeah, that would be a great idea. I mean, then maybe we can visit some of those sites. You know what I mean? If you
Definitely.
have some of the pictures, it would be a good idea to show them the den we found. We found the prints, and then I didn't catch the police officer on video because like I didn't have my little cap with the little video camera on at the time. But that was something weird. You know what I mean?
Oh,
How
dude.
a police officer
Uh-oh.
told us like there could be something dangerous down there if we had weapons to protect ourselves. I was like, what? You know what I mean? And she was pretty scared and she left in a hurry. She's like, no, this place weirds me out. She's like, I'm gone. And she left. You know what I mean?
Oh, it was Risha Bravo that said like to hook up with those guys again. Yeah, we ain't seen
Oh
Risha.
yeah,
in forever.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, we ain't seen Risha in forever. So.
Yeah, she actually made it out there to the first time we all met, dude.
Yeah,
Right?
and
Yeah.
no, she came to Falk.
Oh yeah. Falk.
Yeah, I think that's when Jacob and I met her the first time.
That's when
Or
we
no,
all met.
Yeah,
We
we
all
all
met.
met her. Yeah, her and her husband were out
Yeah.
there. So
And you,
Yeah,
that's the first time I met you and well,
yeah,
I
it was the
met
first
Jake
time me and you and I met. Yeah.
and Joe. I met Joe before one or twice before then.
Yeah, it was the first time
Yeah,
I
man.
met Joe. So
What a great weekend that was.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. We all
Yeah.
went on the canoes and everything. It was.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Good time.
yeah.
Yeah, it was good times. It was good
Jacob
times.
and I came up on an alligator out there in Mercer Bayou.
Oh yeah.
Try to
Remember that?
wrestle it. No, I was kidding.
We tried to catch up with it, and when we got too close, it thrashed back into the depths.
Yeah. It went back down under the water. I was like, maybe we should leave.
And
Because the canoes sit real close to the water's edge. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
they do.
They don't sit really high above the water. So I wasn't too worried though. I was like,
Risha's in
Oh,
Arkansas,
Jacob.
so maybe next time we go to Bison or something, we can plan a deal and
yeah,
send her and John an invite. So
yeah.
Oh, Jacob.
I was feeling pretty comfortable because Shane was at the front of the canoe.
yeah,
Oh, thanks, man.
I'm like, he's up there. I'm back here.
All right, here, look, here's a picture right here. Or no, this is better than that. I've got video.
oh,
I got video, sir. There we go.
it's
Is
not
that
in
of a
landscape
Falk?
format.
I know I am screwing up, and I'm the one filming. I think.
Oh, okay.
Is
Is
that
that
a Falk or is that of a?
That's
Oh, you know what?
Hangout
That's
Creek.
where we found the prints. We were making the casts.
Yep.
Oh man, you found it. Yeah. Yeah, that's where we found the prints. We found the Dogman prints, and we were trying to make some casts.
Actually, this was the next day, I think, or I don't think I was on this one. You brought someone else with you.
It was me and my son.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only had 2 guns that day.
Let's see.
Oh, look, see? I was trying to make a cast, but it's hard to do it in that creek bed soil, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like rocky mixed with
Yeah.
dirt, mixed with a little bit of sand, and it was just
Yeah.
like.
But we found it. I might still have that cast. I gotta look because I've done a lot of moving.
And,
I only
and
moved like 5 times.
Those tracks were headed back to where those 2 brothers saw it coming from during their
Yeah.
encounter. So Jacob and
Yeah,
I were
exactly.
like, we're gonna go see where this son of a bitch lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. It was exciting
It's
times
deep.
because we found the tracks, you know what I'm saying? And we found some big tracks. And look, see that big track? That's the one that never dried. See, I was touching it.
Yeah.
That thing never dried, man. But look how big the foot is on that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can almost see where the claws are at the tip of it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can almost see it. I was hoping to get that track because that was really good track. Only problem was that I used that rubber material and it never
you can
dried.
see right there. It's already moving with the soil. Yeah.
Yeah, I messed it up. Look, you're gonna see it where I messed it up. I tried, bro. I tried so hard to like get that thing out of there because it was fixing to rain the next day. There was scheduled like some big rain coming in. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna wash it away.
That would have been totally underwater.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So I tried to get it out of there and I videotaped it as it fell apart on me. Spoiler alert. Yeah, dude. I was like, please come up, please come up.
You
know,
Jacob in the video. He's like, no.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's falling apart.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. See, I was like, oh, I messed it up. Yeah, I did. I messed it up.
He's like, no. Let me see if I can find the den.
Yeah,
it happens, man.
Do you have a video of the den?
What looks to be
I do.
Some prints coming out.
Let me see.
Leaves now.
Oh, I hear a little bit of it playing.
Let's see. I think this is after. Oh yeah. Here, I'll start from right there because that really shows you the den area. And the significance of the den is the witnesses that were out there. They were across the way because there was a baseball diamond and they were playing on the baseball diamond. They saw the coyote and its pups go into this den. And being kids, they wanted to go pick and poke at it and screw with it. And I guess as they were doing that, they were the pups and the mama coyote were letting out a weird noise, which conjured this thing from down the creek. Is from what I remember that encounter being. But yeah, I'm gonna put it on mute, and then you can see this. It's just the last 14 seconds right here. I have other video, but
there was actually tracks around it, like small tracks.
But that's the den. I mean, look at that, dude.
Yeah,
so
you
like,
can see it down there.
So like the sidewalks right here, you can see a gate right there from the neighborhood. Right here to the left is an opening that goes into the neighborhood. And this kid's mom still lived over here, and she was still hearing noises out here in this park area. So
pretty wild.
Yeah. And you know what? It's about 30 minutes from my house.
It looks a little spooky in the daytime, and at nighttime it's way more spookier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
dude.
Then when the street lights start going out, they start flickering on and off and going off. You know, you're like, oh, what's going on here? Yeah, it sort of freaks you out, you know, because you're not expecting the street lights to go out, and they started flickering. Yeah, that's the craziest thing.
I found the video I did of the den. This is we did pretty good on that day, man.
Yeah, we did.
Documenting stuff. I mean, look how deep it is. I could get in there. And it travels on over to the left over there a little bit within the bank. That's pretty cool, man. If I was a kid, I
went
probably
straight under the sidewalk.
Out of that.
Yeah, the den went straight under the sidewalk.
Yeah. Very strange, man. Very, very strange. Have to make it back out there sometime, man. And I mean, I don't want to go. I'm not going to go out there by myself because.
No, yeah, we should go out as a team. Yeah, we should go out as a team. We should go. We should go check out the spot where I originally saw it. Maybe we can find some tracks out there. I found some tracks last time I went with somebody else that was filming for a television show, and then we found some tracks when me and you went out there in Dallas. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Only thing is, we just didn't run into any of them, which is a good thing.
That's fine with me.
We did find the den. And we found the tracks. So
we corroborated the witness's story.
Oh yeah,
it lined right up. It really did.
Yeah. We had even invited him to come out, but he wouldn't come out. He's like, no, I'm not going out there.
So.
You know the crazy thing is, that it even attacked his garage, right? What he talked about?
Oh yeah, because it was across. It was in the street because
Yeah.
the street it kind of ends right there where the opening is to the neighborhood. So yeah, he could have easily just because the mom's house was just right inside the neighborhood. It was just right there.
Yeah, it was like a dead end, but
Yes.
like it dead ended right next to the park, and it
Mhm.
wasn't fenced up. It wasn't fenced up or nothing like
Yeah.
that. So he said it ran over, and he closed the garage, and it attacked. The crazy thing is, there's video out there. They have video cameras
Mhm.
on the streetlights,
Yep.
and he said that they went to the cops trying to get the video, and they
The
wouldn't give them the
authorities
video.
said that those cameras are not working.
Yeah, yeah. But then they came out and they warned me about some dangerous things down there. Yeah.
Very convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right.
So who knows why they would hide it, but they did. You know what I mean? Yeah. Pretty crazy stuff. It's exciting. The place is nice, but when you go in the nighttime, is a little spooky. I mean, we should go at night.
Yes.
Of course.
Of course.
Why not? Why wouldn't
Yeah,
we?
we should.
Definitely.
We should. We should.
Why
You know,
wouldn't we?
if my memory serves me right, we even heard howling, didn't we, Shane?
I don't
When we were out
remember
there
hauling.
one night, there was like a howling in the distance we heard. I mean,
I know that creek goes through and under that really old, was that a railroad bridge it looked like?
yeah,
Remember?
it's like it's a bridge. First, there's a bridge that goes over the road,
Uh-huh.
and then there's like, you know, you
And
can
then
go over.
higher
It's
up,
got three.
yeah.
It's got three sections. You can go through right, middle, or the left, and then it's filled with graffiti down there. Then you pass through that. You go further down the creek, and then there's like a train bridge up there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And so beyond
further
that,
down.
it starts to get really thick, and I mean, there's no
Yeah.
time. I mean,
Yeah, something can hide out there really easily. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's exciting. And the crazy thing is that that's like basically like just outside the city. You know what I'm saying? It's basically in the city, but like I don't know what,
but
20
it's
minutes.
not, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like 20 minutes out of the city. You know what I'm saying?
It's 10 Mile
Like a
Creek
suburb.
runs through there.
Yeah, it's a suburb out of the city. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's right there. I mean, there's houses and all sorts of stuff. You know what I mean? And
And after we started doing that, and I would look at the map, I would look at Google Earth, and I'd check the area out, and I started zooming out and just following the tributaries, and I was like, "Holy shit! This runs right into, Cedar Hill State
Yeah.
Park and Big Cedar Wilderness, and there's
Yeah.
not a lot of neighborhoods and such out there. It's hiking, biking trails, camping,
Yeah.
the lake. I mean, so."
Did I ever tell you guys about the time over here in Waco when we went to it's called Miss was it Miss Tilly's Pretty Place? I think it's Miss Tilly's Pretty Place. I might be saying it wrong. But it's in the park they have out here just outside the city, right? And like there was a 4th of July that me and my brothers and everyone got together and we decided to go pick up some log because we went out there to take a family picture in the daytime, right? And then when we went into the woods, they have trails that lead into the woods, right? Like little hiking trails.
Mhm.
And we saw this big cedar log that was out there. And then as we were like having some beers, one of my friends said, "Hey, I need cedar for a mantle that I want to make, like a mantle for my fireplace for this new house he built," right? Or he bought this new house, and I said, "Okay, well, you know what? There's like this big log out there, right? It's like a cedar log, and it's just like laying on the side of the trail. We should just go get it and throw it in the back of my truck. Like we could go right now." And everyone's like, "Oh, that's a great idea. Let's go get it." So everyone jumps in my truck, and we take off to go get it, right? It is like 12:45 in the nighttime.
Yeah.
And it seemed like a great idea. You know what I'm saying? Free wood, right? Free cedar. We have a buddy that has like a mill, and he can turn that into whatever he wants. I'm like, "Bro, you just take it to that guy, give him $25, and you got all the wood you can handle," right? I had this like dually truck diesel, right? And I'm like, "We'll throw it in the back of my truck, and we'll take it to your house, whatever. He's like, yeah. Everyone's like, yeah, let's go. So like 8 of us pile into my truck and we take off up there. And we get off and then we park and we all go down to these trails. Now, we didn't turn on any lights because it's a state park, you know what I'm saying? And it's 12:45 at night, and we're taking some cedar wood from the park. Someone might object to it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I felt it was like finders keepers, you know, it's just a log. You see what I'm saying?
Somebody might object.
Somebody might object to it, right? So I was like, we should probably not have the lights on, right? So we're all going in there cognito, the lights off, and then the next thing I know, like we all make it into this like little trail. It's probably like 5 foot wide, and it just goes all the way into the woods, right? So we're like at the mouth of it. We go in probably like 30 feet, and everyone's there. I'm like, it's this way. They're like, oh, hold on, where are we going? I'm like, it's this way. Of course, no one can see where I'm pointing because we're in the dark. And I don't know why I was telling them this way and pointing because no one can see, right? But you know, we had a couple beers, so at the time it made sense. Now, looking back, hindsight 2020, they can't even see where I'm pointing. But I'm telling them it's this way, and everyone is going different ways. So the next thing I know, like we hear some crackling going on in the woods, like sticks breaking, right? Like branches breaking. And then they're like, whoa, what's that? I'm like, it's probably an animal, relax, you know, like I don't know. I was thinking as a raccoon or like something, right? I'm like, it's probably a raccoon. It's just relax. And next thing you know, it was far away, right? We heard it far away, so I'm like, it's no big deal. And then this thing starts making crackling noises and popping noises, and it starts picking up speed, and it's coming straight towards us. And they're like, whoa, it's coming this way. I'm like, yeah, relax. Just, you know, can't be nothing, right? It's gonna be like just a killer raccoon or something. You know what I mean? Like, kick it in the nuts or something, and you'll be all right. The next thing I know, this thing starts picking up speed, and it sounds like it's breaking trees, right? And they're like, wow, it's breaking big stuff. I'm like, okay. They're like, what do we do? I said, I don't know, but I'm getting worried, right? And then I said, I'm like, I don't know, but don't move. I'm like, don't move. But they're like, it's coming this way. I said, I know, I can hear it, right? Well, what do we do? I said, just stand here. You know, just don't say nothing. Maybe it'll go away. So it did. So it didn't go away. It didn't go away. And then apparently it called its buddies, right? Because the next thing we know, we're hearing crackling sounds and popping sounds from far away, like to the left of us, to the right of us, behind us, all over the place. And then they're like coming full speed. And they do sound like they're breaking pretty big trees. Like you can hear like, bah! Boom, bam, as they're coming down, and these things come right up to the edge of the trail and stop. They're stopping at the edge, and everyone's like, "Whoa!" One of my friends is freaking out. He's like, "Whoa, fuck this!" He turns the light on his cell phone. Right? We're like, "Turn the lights off, bro!" Like, you know, someone's gonna call the cops. He's like, "No, fuck this! What the fuck is going on here?" I'm like, "I don't know, but I don't want to go to jail." You know what I mean? The next thing, I'm like, we probably shouldn't even be here. It's probably closed. I don't know, right? And we're planning to take some log. So turn the lights off. No, he leaves the lights on. He's like, oh, and he's pointing it right in the direction of where we hear the snapping, the popping. Bro, we couldn't see nothing. But I mean, everyone heard it, right? Yeah. So then the next thing I know is I'm like, okay, well, maybe we should go for the log, right? I'm like, let's just ignore all of this and go for the log and get out of here. They're like, yeah, great idea. So I'm like, I tell them, or you know what? Maybe we should just leave. I'm like, you know what? I think we should just leave. And then the next thing I know, everyone's like headed towards the log, right? And I'm like, no, let's leave. It's this way. And again, they can't see me because it's pitch black. And everyone's going deeper into the woods, and they start running because you can still hear the popping noises, and it's a whole lot going on, right? So everyone's running. I'm like, don't run. And everyone takes off running, deeper into the woods, the wrong way into the trail. And I'm like, oh shit, don't run. And then everyone's taking off. And I'm like, wait for me. So I take off running behind them. And these things are following us, popping and snapping the trees down the trail. And then they're like, hey, Jacob, we hear it. It's coming up on you. I said, don't worry. I got something for its ass. And I reached down and I forgot my gun in the truck, right? So I'm like, oh shit. I got a pocket knife.
Oh
Like,
my God.
but nobody knows that, right? So everyone's like feeling better. I'm like, we should leave. We should grab the log and leave now, right? Because I don't have nothing but a pocket knife. And then we show up to where the trail tees off, and the log was sitting there already. It was sitting there, like the log was further. We should have hit the tee, made a left, and it was further into the trail, but it was there. It was there at the tee, where it tees off. And they're like, "Oh shit, it's here!" I'm like, "Well, grab it." We all throw it on our shoulders. They're like, "What are we gonna do if that stuff attacks us?" I'm like, "Throw the log on it, stupids." Just throw the log on it. They're like, "Oh yeah, great idea." So we all go running out the trail with this log on our shoulders, thinking if something comes out, we're gonna throw the log on it. Well, I don't think it was gonna work, honestly. But we made it out, and we took the log.
And that is the story of the log.
Yeah, we did, and he made a mantle, and it was great. But
my side is hurting. So
the shit scared the living daylights out of us. For that's for damn sure. You know what I mean? So I would say, I don't know what's in there, but there's a lot of something in there, and it calls its buddies.
All right.
You want to have a scary time? That's a really good place, and it's close to the city. You got to go like at 12:45 at night, though.
Well, let's go there too.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and having a beer too before you go probably helps. Yeah, you might need a little liquid courage.
Oh my God.
And then you come up with bright ideas of throwing logs on it. When you forget the gun in the truck.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Oh man.
So that happened. We should go out there. That's really close.
All right.
Really
Well,
close
let's
We
kinda
need to get
plan-
together, and plan something real soon. So
Seriously.
we'll
Yeah,
and we'll get
should go.
together and we'll go live, because I think
Yeah.
that'll be even more hilarious. So
Yeah.
you know, if we don't find Bigfoot or Dogman, worst case scenario is everyone gets a good laugh out of us
Yeah.
anyway. So,
Yeah.
because it's worse when we're together. So
Oh
Exactly.
my God. When we all get together, it's madness.
We'll have a great time.
but
Okay.
well, Jacob, I'm so glad you came on.
Me too.
Yeah.
I miss you terribly. I
Me
love
too,
you.
I miss you guys too.
I love you like no other. You're definitely one of our brothers, and we have missed you a lot, and maybe we
I missed
can
you guys.
get together, man. So
Yeah, we need to
Yeah,
get
we need
together.
to. Let me know and we'll do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Hey, buddy,
Hey,
you take care.
Bye,
I'll talk to
everybody.
you later. I'll call you
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Talk to you later. All right.
All right,
Bye bye.
All right, later.
Well, that was fun.
Freaking love Jacob.
How can you not? How can
If
you
you don't
not
like
love that guy?
Jacob, then you just need to leave planet Earth.
I heard that, man. Oh, that dude is intense. And he's just always fun. You know what I mean? It's just, he's just something else. I miss him terribly, though. I'm
Yeah, me
glad
too,
I'm glad he's closer to us now. So
Yes.
because there for
He
a
is
while he was
closer.
way south, Houston and
You know what,
Austin
dude?
area.
He's
And
about as far as he was when he lived over in Dallas now.
okay,
Actually, in a sense. If anything, he could always drive. I always say, drive to my house, because I'm kind of like in the meeting point, middle
Well,
point between him and you guys. And
I talked to him about coming to Squatch Creek with us, and I told him, I said he
Okay.
could always just go to you, and then you guys
Yeah.
could drive up, and so it'd be nice to get him up
Oh,
there
yeah.
and get his input on it. So
Yes, yeah,
get the fresh eyes on it. So
yeah. We've been doing
Right.
a lot of that lately with the fresh eyes and the ideas and
yeah.
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we got the thing that happened the other night, which, we won't go over it yet, but until we get some,
we need some testing done,
definite-
because that's what we do. Is
yeah.
test.
Once we're done investigating it, then we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll do a show for that. Heck, maybe we can
we'll
even have
definitely do a show for that, dude.
maybe even have Doug on so he could talk about,
Yes.
what we saw out there the other night. So, I don't know. I don't know if Doug will do it or not,
dude,
but he might.
And remember what I showed you through video?
Yeah.
On what I thought was, I could redo that on live and be something to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but like you said, we'll do our homework on that first before.
Okay.
I'd like to try to prove us wrong on that before we.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know we're just dangling that carrot out in front of people, and they're probably like, "What are these yahoos talking about?" But if it is what we think it is, it's awesome.
It's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All
right, man. Anything else? Anything good?
Not really, man. I'll be on my dad's boat the rest of the week. We're putting the floor in, so
cool.
I might be half-assed out of commission for the week.
All right.
So,
yeah, I'll be here doing my same thing. So, like always.
I know it. All right. Well, we'll see everybody in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
We got stuff we got to do, don't we?
That's for sure. That's for sure. So.
Okay, man.
All right. Appreciate everybody.
Have a good week, dude. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, man. See you.
All right.